Hey, good evening, Lotto family. It's Will. I wanted to talk about Powerball for a second, so let's get into it. Family, look at the last Powerball draw here. I'm looking at Arizona, but as you know, Powerball is national, so whatever came out in Arizona also came out in your state. But most people don't do this. My Lotto data is doing this for you. If you look at the sum of the last five numbers for 1026, you see it's 194. And then you look at the next Powerball winning number, you see it has a sum of 193. Now, you didn't know that. You didn't know that 19, 31, 40, 46, and 57 equaled 193. And you also probably didn't pick up that 19, the 19 that appeared in 1026, this one here, also had this run back type strategy of 1946 also appeared. So if I were to take, I'm going to show you guys something. If I were to take just this value here, right? And I'm going to go to another section of the tool, combination generator. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. I'm going to put in a max value of 61, and I'm going to say the digits to include at least have to be 19, 36, 37, 46, and 56. I'm not going to allow any repeat numbers, and I'm not going to allow any permutations. And the sums included. Remember, we had 194, right, as a sum, but we also want 193. We're going to go up, and then we're going to go 195 down. So if we assume that it's 1026 again, and we generate some numbers, watch what happens. Hold on. Let me make sure this goes in here. Should have put these in here. This is gonna, yeah, okay. So this is more manageable. The last time the numbers were a little crazy. It was roughly 97,000. But even if it were 97,000, I want to show you something. The next winning Powerball number was 19. So if I put this, take it a little closer, you guys will see it. It was 19, 31, 19, 31, 40. There's the 40, then 46, then 57. You see that here, family? That's the next winning Powerball number from 1026. So 1029, this was the next winning Powerball number. Now, to win the billion, of course, you have to have that fireball number two, but you could have easily added that. And I don't think, yeah, I think you could have easily added that. And I'm not sure what that multiple would have been. Maybe it would have increased the number by 26 or something, each one. I have to factor that in. But at a minimum, everyone knows this is at least $1 million out of spending $47,000. So why is that important? Well, it's important because if you're talking about big wig, right? Like if you're like a real baller and you look at data to make some of your decisions, $47,000 to win $1 million is nothing, family. Let me go back to my lotto data and show you the reports because I think this will make a little more sense to you also. If I put this back on Powerball, and I just looked at Arizona like I did the last time. And I'm just going to change this to 09 just so I can get everything to come in. Okay, I think this may make a little more sense. So you saw where I talked about the sum 194 and 193. This was like one of the more recent draws. But look at this, family. You could have like let's see. Hey, let me sort this a little bit. Look at this. You had the 185 and you had the 186. You also had a 188. Those were pretty close. You had 1017. You also had the 29s. Those were also pretty close. Let me bring it out a little bit further. Maybe it'll. Maybe it'll sink in a little bit more so you guys see what I'm talking about. And I do sort. I'm gonna do sort just exactly as the Powerball comes out. So what I'm looking for are some of these sums that are really close together. Like for example, here it's probably better if I do it this way, so then you can really see it. So I'm looking for, you see that 229? No, that's like a month apart. That one's not so good. Um, here's a 2000. Here's a 204. So this was a couple of days from the next Powerball. The 204 still was in play. We already talked about the 194 and the 193. Uh, let's see. Let's see what else. You also had a 185, 186. Family, you see, do you understand what I'm communicating? I'm basically saying if you were to just isolate the sums for the Powerball alone, like for example, like this one, you see how the 171 and the 172 are close? Like these are the next consecutive Powerballs. Do you understand that if you had a little bit of bread, actually quite a bit of bread, you could have easily predicted that next Powerball. And that's just the sum strategy, family. I haven't really begun to look into this, but I just wanted to share that with you. My Lotto data also tracks sums, and if you know anybody with some deep pockets and who could spare a couple of 50,000 here and there, y'all could be billionaires by now. Peace.